Hey there folks, Kozzi here, drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1 for our final video in this Feln Infiltrate deck series. I hope that this one runs smoother for you guys. I had a quick reboot. I definitely noticed that when I was taking a quick look over the video, it was stuttering a bit, so I do apologize. Yeah, my computer's old and crusty. And I've got to admit, I never actually realized how smooth Eternal was until I saw it being played on Clouded Pages videos and things were fast. And I've never actually experienced the game being that smooth and that fast, even when I'm not recording, just because my poor old MacBook is struggling. So yeah, it's the burden I bear for the time being. There's not much I can do about it for right now, unless of course we happen to get 450 subscribers overnight. And whilst I do appreciate each and every one of you who are willing to watch and willing to subscribe and willing to kick in, I'm not quite so delusional as to think we'll hit that goal within that time frame. And so, unfortunately, what it means is for the short term, I'm going to be doing my best with this. I won't be doing my best with this hand, however. This hand is hot trash, and I'm going to hopefully trade it in for a much better one. And this is precisely that. We have our curve, which makes me happy. We have options, which makes me happier. And so yeah, beautiful. It's exactly what we want. What sigil do they play first? They played an Elysian Banner as well as a Shadow Sigil, which makes me think that they're probably splashing Primal rather than splashing Shadow. Out of these, I can either play the Stranger or the 2-drop with a possible upside, so I'll take the 2-drop that has a possible upside and see if they're just a little bit clunky on their power development. We have the option of offering up a trade. Given that offering up the trade allows me to get in with my Gorgon Fanatic, next turn I think I'm interested in it. It also turns on the Vulture. He's guaranteed to block because otherwise I'm going to snowball him. Yeah, okay. How are you, mate? So I can either play the Fanatic or the Vulture and the Blood Beetle. I think I'd rather get these online knowing that I'll have the Flash Freeze for the turn after I play the Fanatic. And so I want to see if I can just get 2 threats in the air up and running. Okay, that's good news for us if they have no tricks. It's possible that they have a Lightning Storm and they're playing for value, but I can't play around that. It's an uncommon card, it's rare for people to have, and I'm going to be shutting the door as fast as I can right now. That's a much better draw for me. I was worried that I was going to have to use my Flash Freeze, but instead I can use my Frostkin. And I think prep time is in deep trouble right now. We're going to be seeing more cards. Yeah, getting more value, and we still have 2 guys here who he can't deal with at all. And whichever blockers he plays, I'm going to be able to start to take out of the sky. I think here we just wait, play the Sapphire Dragon, and prepare to have a big turn next turn. They're definitely a Skies deck by virtue of the Wind Shaper, so I can't just expect to get these guys through like I did at the start, but I've got card advantage, I've got board advantage, I've got life advantage, so it's really just a case of making sure that I don't stuff up. Okay, so they've left up Lightning Strike, which means that they could plausibly kill my Sapphire Dragon. I can either use my Amethyst Acolyte and choose what to stun. I'd probably shrink the Puma and stun these, or alternatively I could shrink the Storm Dancer, stun and attack in anyway. By shrinking, This becomes a 3/4, which means I can attack without fear of damage. Yeah, I feel as though I'm happy with that. It's a little bit greedy, but I think I'm going to get away with it. And then next turn we can refuel. If we get the Dread Return, that's good. Otherwise, we've still got them on a 2-turn clock, so they're still needing to draw something nice to get out of this. We'll attack in first. Wow, I'm surprised you're taking that. I think I'd like to take the chance to see what else I can get. And I think here what I want to do is go as wide as I can. The plan is basically to block here so he doesn't get the snowball to kill the Amethyst Acolyte and then attack with everybody. So long as we have one extra attacker over what he can block, we should be right. A lightning storm blows me out like there's no tomorrow, but... Ah, okay, so that got the +1/+1 because it's now flying, so it gets the benefit from the Wind Shaper. That makes sense. The problem is you haven't got 2 flying blockers currently. Oh, but you can also use it on the Scavenging Vulture. Okay. Then you're still 1 blocker short, if you have no other tricks. So you have 4 blockers, I have 4 attackers. So I don't have quite enough to get through that way. But I do have a Dread... Okay, so if I Dread Return for the Gerald's Frostkin, I can freeze here and attack in for 2. Alright, so that's my lethal line. Sweet. It could have been tempting there just to get my biggest, baddest creature, but it's always worth asking yourself if there's a way of winning. And I would have been embarrassed if I would have missed that, because I know that Clouded Page would have picked up on that, and he's already screamed at some of the decisions I've made. And rightly so. I've had some shockers on camera, but I don't need to give him another one. So Clouded, mate, there you go. I picked up on that one. You don't have to worry quite as much about me. I can look after myself occasionally. Yeah. Despite the fact that I have an okay ranking, I still make some stupid decisions sometimes. And I know it's the biggest weakness in my game, is I'll just sometimes vague out and I'll just go into autopilot and I'll forget really, really obvious things. But it's something I'm working at, because it's important to identify where your strengths and weaknesses are, and that's definitely one of mine. I think the other biggest weakness I have is I'm sometimes unduly pessimistic. Other people make the mistake of going into magical Christmas land and all they can ever see is the upside. I generally see the pain and misery that goes ahead with these cards and just look at the floor rather than ever looking up at the mosaic painted on the ceiling. And so I know that I've played too conservatively sometimes when having equipment, because I'm so scared of them having the removal. In some respects, it's why I find Eternal easier than Magic, because with Magic, the opponent doesn't suddenly just stop for half a second when they have removal in their hand when you attack, and so you can go, oh, you've got something, what's going on here? Whereas in Eternal, you get that little stop that happens automatically thanks to the way that the game's been coded. And I don't know whether you could call it a bug or a feature, but for me, it's definitely been helpful because it means that I know when I need to acutely concentrate. We have 1 too many power here. We don't have a 2-drop quite yet, but we still have a solid 3 and 4. We're on the play, which could make me want to get something faster, but I feel as though there's a reasonable chance that I'll have a hand that's worse than this. So I think this is one where I keep because it's playable rather than because it's good. Them playing fire makes me instantly nervous, and me drawing another power upgrades my nervousness to a worry. We're now at code orange, and them playing an aggressive 2-drop probably pushes me up to code red. Fortunately, we can deal with them next turn after only taking 3 damage, so long as they don't play an equipment that ups its health. So that's what my toes and fingers are being crossed for right now. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. We have no double factions that we need to worry about, and the best value is for us to do that. And then to block in on the Argenport soldier when we get the chance. This guy will be irritating for a while, and it also does mean that I need to be aware of my life total. Okay, so we're no longer blocking in like I first said. This is a good card. I do like this card. Now, if I polymorph him, he just becomes a 1/1, doesn't he? What I think I want to do is I think he'll attack in anyway. So I could attack here and offer up the block, and I imagine he'll take it, which means next turn I could Haunting Scream it to get another use of the ability. But I think for now, we just want to offer up some blocks. We're definitely on the defense now. Our opponent is well and truly on the beatdown. They have the better board state than we do. So we just need to focus on surviving, and I'm okay trading off resources if that's what I have to do. I even don't mind the notion of double blocking here because I've already gotten value out of my Amethyst Acolyte. The fact that they're allowing a trade here makes me think that I might want to take that though, as I could then Haunting Scream the Amethyst Acolyte, killing this and turning that into a 1/1. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Perhaps if that's the case, I just take an extra 2. If I take 7, I go down to 10. I go down to 7 because of the extra 3 damage. Okay, no, that has me scared. I can't afford to take that much damage wantonly. No, that was the worst draw. I actually was thinking it and I didn't have a chance to say it, that the one thing I don't want to do is draw my Amethyst Monument. Oh no, wait, it'll still turn on, won't it? Okay, that's alright. Crisis averted. So, what we're going to do first of all is Charging Scream. We're going to Charging Scream the Amethyst Acolyte. It's going to kill that by virtue of rocking up. And then attack in. And I'm then going to turn this into a 1/1 so I don't have to worry about it. Next turn I can Dark Return it as well as a Serpent Trainer, or I can cast my Puma. They don't have any equipment, which is fantastic news. She's a bit annoying. So what do I want to do here? The Puma will offer a trade. The Dark Return will allow me to either kill that or make that a 2/1. Making that a 2/1 doesn't make any difference though. Oh, I can't cast it if I Dark Return it. If that's the case, do I just want to play my Puma? We'll trade. I'll bring it back. It's a 4/4. The risk of that is if they have piece of removal, but I haven't seen it so far, so I think we just need to play as though they don't have it. If they do nothing and ship it back, okay, that's a shame, but it's still a block. Oh, it's been stunned. Okay, that's more than a shame, that's bad for us. And now what I think I want to do is just to fill out the board as much as I can. And we'll use the Dark Return to grab back that guy so that I can kill the 1/1 and just keep getting value out of him. But I'm nervous at how low my life total is. Alright, we'll get better value out of him. I don't think that was a good idea playing that turn. So in this scenario I could block here, and if I do I can then attack and they're forced to block it because otherwise I'll get the snowball. Yeah, I'm happy trading off that way. I just want to clear their table. I want to clear their table as fast as I possibly can. Actually, if they're forced to block, we attack with everybody. We need to turn the corner hard and fast, and if they have a haste unit, then so be it. Okay, that was just my computer lagging. For a moment there I was worried that they had a trick. It's been pretty good how much value we've been able to get out of this guy. He's been sweet for us. Okay, he's going to be a problem. We can't attack in right now, so would we rather play the Serpent Trainer or the Gorgon Fanatic? Both of these offer a 2-for-1 block. This allows me to get extra value. Actually, this gains me life. That should be my priority right now. All I want to do is get my life up. She's worrisome, that's for sure. And I think we just play this so that if they get a stun, I can still survive it. And hope that we draw something like Wisdom of the Elders. Okay, this is a tricky decision. Do I use my cloak on the Gorgon Fanatic so I can get in? By getting in, I get to draw 3 cards and gain 3 life. It gets me out of terrible trouble. I could also attack with my Serpent Trainer because these guys either trade or I get a 2-2. But then I lose this, but I'm drawing 3 cards and I think the life is what I need most right now. Do I have a 1-drop that I want? I think the only 1-drop that I have that I care about is either Levitate or Dark Return. Dark Return's actually useful, and I probably would want to spend it then. But I think it's important I give my opponent as little information as possible, and the tempo advantage of playing Dark Return I don't think is worth the trade-off. You've got it. I wouldn't like that attack, to be perfectly honest. So I think they're attacking in here to try and get the Warcry, which is understandable. They want to try and overwhelm my board with something that's big and intimidating. So if I stun there and I attack with everybody, I'm representing 5-7 damage, so it's not enough to represent lethal. So I don't think I want to do it yet. If I attack with one creature, there's a chance that they could play a land, stun, and if they have another removal, but I'm not dead, so I think I am happy to attack in. So I think we attack first, just to keep chipping them down as much as I can. And then we develop, or I could just use the stun now so I don't have to worry, but I think I missed my window on that. And just get ready to represent a huge attack next attack. I'm keeping back the Frostkin just because they could play a creature that totally changes the scenario. That would have burst off whatever stun effect I would have put on it. But the good news is I think I'm now wide enough. I should be able to get around anyway, but I might actually get punished for not having that 3 damage available. Oh boy, yeah, so I think I dodged a bullet there because that'll put me down to 1. I think I might have gotten exceptionally lucky. So if I attack, they block here, they block there, they take 2, 4, 5. Oh, I think I've messed this up. Oh, if I cast the Frostkin like I planned, they block here, they take lethal. Yep. Oh, that was scarier than it had to be. That was so much scarier than it had to be. But we got there. Yeah. That was sweet. So, let's just take a quick look at this Feln deck. I said at the start, I really liked it, and I think it performed really nicely. None of these cards were totally blow your socks off bombs. Dark Returns were solid, Sapphire Dragons were solid, everything else were just above kind of curve cards. I didn't even have that much removal. But what we did have was a solid curve. You can see up here just that beautiful curve between 2 and 3. And it's worth noting, the one game I lost was the one game where I didn't get power screwed, but I got color screwed, and so I wasn't able to play on curve. And I think that's really telling that that was the end result there, because otherwise we saw there were quite a few games where I had to turn corners, which definitely added a couple of grey hairs to my beard. But yeah, on the other ones, then we also saw once I was able to get that early position and run with it, then it worked out really well. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that deck. I feel as though that's what the Feln archetype as a bare bones should look like. And obviously if you get better cards above that, then you start to really laugh. Pretty stoked getting that. That'll be nice for my constructed decks. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that series. I gotta admit, that's one of the decks that I've probably enjoyed playing more than most. Not quite my absolute favorite, but nothing's perfect. I think my screen's just frozen there, so we'll leave it on that frozen window. Okay, sweet, we got him back. But yeah, no, I really hope that you've enjoyed that. If you have any comments, criticisms, compliments mayhap, then feel free to drop them in the comments. I do read them, I try to reply to them, and it is helpful to know because I want this to be made for you guys. I want this to be useful for you guys. So wherever you're at, that's what I want to know, so I can tailor this to it. Other than that, I've been Kozzi, drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1 with this sweet Feln Infiltrate deck. Thanks as always for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good one.